Okay, just give me 1 second. I'll also join from my phone so I can take the attendance. All right, so we're in the 17th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and this chapter is entitled The Divisions of Faith. We have done till verse number 22nd, and we will finish this chapter, the last section today. We'll finish the chapter. Not many verses left, but I thought we will go through all the homework questions. I haven't had time because I've been traveling so much. And now there's Snan Yatra and then there's Rath Yatra coming up. So I was thinking if we can just discuss all the answers, you can open up your homework and then you can mark whatever corrections. I think it'll be faster, also easier also. So, okay, let's begin with the 17th chapter, last section. Let's look at the review a little bit. What we've done so far in the last class. So, first till the seventh verses, one's modes determine one's activities, faith, and worship in the modes. And then 8th to 10th verses, food in the modes, 11 to 13th, sacrifices in the modes, 14 to 19th, austerity in the modes, 20th to 22nd, charity in the modes. And then this last section today, we will do the conclusion, which is Om Tat Sit. Okay, about the food, along with being sanctioned, which is vegetarian and bona fide, but then it should also be sanctified by offering it to Krishna. So this is, we did food in the three modes, but this is transcendental, this is spiritual food, which is prasadam. Now, there is sacrifices in the mode, sacrifices dutifully performed according to the scriptures, but those not desiring reward are in goodness. Sacrifices done for material rewards are in passion, and which are performed unfaithfully, disregarding the scriptures, neglect prasadam distribution, and in which the priests aren't remunerated, are in ignorance. So this is food in the three modes. So this is goodness, passion, and ignorance. Then there was austerity in the three modes. Austerity can be of the body, mind, or speech. Austerity faithfully performed for sake of the Supreme is in goodness. Austerity done pridefully to gain self-respect and worship is in passion. And foolish austerity resulting in self-torture and injury to others is in ignorance. So this is austerity in the modes. Then there was charity in the modes. Charity given dutifully at the proper time and place to a worthy person is in goodness. Charity given with expectance of return, with desire for fruitive results, or in a grudging mood is in passion. Charity performed disrespectfully at an impure place, impure time, to unworthy persons is in ignorance. So here is charity in the three modes. And now we will do conclusion from the 23rd to 27 verses. When the purpose of sacrifices, charity, and eating of food is the absolute truth, supreme personality of Godhead, indicated by the syllables Om Tat Sat, these activities are performed in the mode of goodness and bring spiritual elevation. And then the last verse, sacrifice, penance, and austerity done without faith in the Supreme and without a transcendental objective are useless, both in this slide and the next. So, Om Tat Sat is the first section, 23rd to 27th, and Asat is the 28th verse. Then we'll look at them in detail. This is 17.23. Adesha Kale Yaddanam. Oh, hold on. That was the last verse. So this is 23rd. Om Tat Saditi Nirdesho Brahmanas Trividha Smrita Brahmanastena Vedascha Yajnascha Vihita Pura. Somebody can unmute and read.
From the beginning of the creation, the three words Om Tas Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by the Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let's look at this. Is everything from the purport. I mean, not, yeah, everything from the purport. So let's look at these notes. So what does Om Tat Sat indicate? They particularly indicate the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Example is given in Vedic hymns. The word Om is always found. Three words Om Tat Sat are uttered in conjunction with the holy name of the Supreme Lord. Example, this is from the Vedas. This mantra we chant when we after we do the Tilak, then we do Achman, and then we chant this mantra Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suryo. So this is indicated over here. Whenever a Vedic hymn or holy name of the Supreme Lord is uttered, Om is added. These three words are taken from Vedic hymns. Om from the Rig Veda indicates the first goal. Tat Tvam Asi, which is from the Chandogya Upanishad, indicates second goal. And Sad Eva Saumya, again, Chandogya Upanishad indicates the third goal. So this is from the purport. What Prabhupada has written in the purport, it's just here on the screen. Example is given. Brahma performs sacrifices by indicating Supreme Lord with these three words. According to Bhagavad Gita, any work should be done or all work should be done for Om Tat Sat, for the Lord that is acting in Krishna consciousness. So, how to purify food, sacrifice, austerity, and charity, although always contaminated by one of the material modes, all of these food, sacrifice, austerity, charity can be made as the means of spiritual elevation by aiming them at the Supreme Lord. So, by chanting Om Tat Sat. What if one acts without following scriptural regulations? He will not attain supreme truth. He will get some temporary result, but not the ultimate end of life. Conclusion. Charity, sacrifice, charity, and penance must be done in the modes of goodness according to scriptures, otherwise, they are inferior in quality if performed in the mode of passion or ignorance. Let's keep going now. 24th verse was in general explaining Om Tat Sat. Now the next three verses will be Tat and Sat, and then the last one will be Asat. So, yeah, so 24th is Om, then 25th is Tat, and 26th is Sat, and then the last one is Asat. So let's do 17.24, which is Krishna speaks about Om, how it is being praised. Tasmadomiti uddharitya yagnadana tapakriya pravartante vidhanoktaha satatam brahmavadinam.
Therefore, transcendentalist undertaking performance of sacrifice, charity, and penance in accordance with spiritual regulations begin always with Om to attain the Supreme.
So purports are really small. We can read those. Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam. Again, this is from the Rig Veda, the one that I was chanting, right? After we do Achman, we chant this mantra for purification, and then we go up on the altar. So the lotus feet of Vishnu are the supreme devotional platform. The performance of everything on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead assures the perfection of all activity. So, this is Om. Helps one remember the Lord. This is the purpose of Om. Om means Vishnu. This is placed at the beginning of the Vedic hymns to indicate the supreme goal and thus attain the supreme. Rig Veda, again, this is the same verse, 122:20. Performance of everything on behalf of Supreme Lord assures perfection of all activities. in when we're doing pranayam also, that particular pranayam where we chant Om, it is said to be really potent. If we have any respiratory problem or asthma or even immunity issues, I've heard that when we do this pranayam and chant Om at least 7 to 21 times, that's what I've heard, to 20 times, it cleanses and it opens up, all those blocked areas. So it's very potent, this Om. And it indicates the lotus feet of Vishnu. Okay, so according to Madhvacharya, all over creation, the Supreme Lord pervades by his internal potency with the omnipresence of Om. As the Supreme Lord is glorified with the greatest respect in all the Vedic scriptures, he is known as Tat. Since the Supreme Lord is perfect without any defects and completely auspicious, he is known as Sat. The following information is confirmed in the Rig Veda. Om Tat Sat is vibrated for propitiation of the Supreme Lord, adherence to the Vedic ordinances and injunctions, and honoring creation, the Brahman or supreme substratum pervading all existence, and the Atma or immortal soul within all jivas or embodied beings. So that is also the meaning. Let's keep going now is Tat. Tat iti anabhisandhaya palam yajna tapakriya dana kriyascha vividha kriyante mokshakankshibhi.
Without
desiring
desire.
fruit.
Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. Without desiring fruitive results, one should perform various kinds of sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word tat. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from material entanglement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Tat is that. To be elevated to the spiritual position, one should not act for any material gain. Act should be performed for the ultimate gain of being transferred to the spiritual kingdom, back to home, back to Godhead. So that is Tat. Tat describes detached work for sake of liberation. Purpose is freedom from material entanglement. And then these activities are done with disregard for fruitive results. So everything is done for that, which is Krishna, for the purpose of pleasing Krishna. And that is that. Next, two verses are together, and those explain Sat. Sadbhave sadhu bhave cha saditi etat prayujyate prashaste karmani tatha satcha Shabda partayuchyate yajna tapasi dane cha sthiti sat iti chochyate karma chaiva tat adhiyam saditi eva vidhiyate. Go ahead, Mohan Prabhu. You were.
Hare Krishna. The absolute truth is the objective of devotional sacrifice, and it is indicated by the word Sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat, as are all works of sacrifice, penance, and charity, which, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Person, O son of Pata. Hare Krishna.
The word prashaste karmani, or prescribed duties, indicates that there are many activities prescribed in the Vedic literature which are purificatory processes beginning from the time of conception up to the end of one's life. Such purificatory processes are adopted for the ultimate liberation of the living entity. In all such activities, it is recommended that one vibrates Om Tat Sat. The words Sadbhave and Sadhubhave indicates the transcendental situation. Acting in Krishna consciousness is called Sattva. And one who is fully conscious of the activities of Krishna consciousness is called a Sadhu. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that the transcendental subject matter becomes clear in the association of the devotees. The words used are Satam Prasangat. That's also a very famous verse. Satam Prasangat Mama Veera Samvido. That one, I think, and that indicates a lot of, that brings a lot of importance to the association of devotees. Okay, so let's keep going. Satam Prasangat. Without good association, one cannot achieve transcendental knowledge. When initiating a person or offering the sacred thread, one vibrates the words Om Tat Sat. Similarly, in all kinds of performance of yajna, the object is the supreme Om Tat Sat. The word Tat Arthyam further means offering service to anything which represents the Supreme, including such service as cooking and helping in the Lord's temple or any other kind of work for broadcasting the glories of the Lord. These supreme words, Om Tat Sat, are thus used in many ways to perfect all sacrifices, all activities, and make everything complete. So here is what we have about Sat. The absolute truth is the objective of devotional sacrifice. It is indicated by the word Sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat. All works of sacrifice, charity, and penance performed to please the Lord are also called Sat, and they reveal the true spiritual nature. Let's come to the last verse. Ashraddhaya hutam dattam tapastaptam kritam chayat asad iti uchyate partha na cha tat pretyano iha.
Anything done as sacrifice, charity, or penance without faith in the Supreme, O son of Pritha, is impermanent. It is called asat and is useless both in this life and the next. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is asat, religious activity not done in proper consciousness is practically useless. Prabhupada says anything without faith in Supreme is impermanent and is called asat and useless in this life and the next. So Prabhupada says, no fruit without faith, anything done without transcendental objective, whether it be sacrifice, charity, or penance, is useless. No success without that. Without what? Without the faith. No result in next life because the prescribed acts were not perfectly executed, being done without faith. No fame in this life because such faithless acts are condemned by the saintly. What to do then? Everything should be done for the Supreme in Krishna consciousness. And the best way is work from the very beginning in Krishna consciousness under the direction of a bona fide guru. So whatever Prabhupada stresses on the point that it is proper that, or it is the right way where if a person is in ignorance, he comes to passion, then to goodness, and then transcends to pure goodness. But then he stresses on the point that if one comes in contact with a pure devotee in that association and following his instructions, what happens? From any mode, one can transcend and come to straight to pure goodness. So here's the summary. Prabhupada says, message of the 17 chapters take to direct Krishna consciousness. Condition state, worshipping demigods, ghosts or yakshas like Kubera. And mode of goodness is greater than mode of passion and mode of ignorance, but Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all three modes. Gradual elevation is possible, but the best way is taking directly to Krishna consciousness, finding and how? Find a guru, receive training under him, development of faith. When faith matures, it is called love of God, ultimate goal. Therefore, one must take to Krishna consciousness directly. And here's a summary. Instill this mentality in one's sacrifice, austerity, and charity to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Om Tat Sat. Om indicates the supreme goal. Tat is detached work for sake of liberation, and Sat is activities done for service of the Lord. Reveal true spiritual nature and benefits are eternal. Thank you, Haripur. Okay. So, any questions, comments? We just finished the 17th chapter, and all that we have left is the 18th chapter, which is quite long, but we are going to go fast. We want to finish quickly and also finish our third module exam so that we can come to the 4th, 5th, and 6th. 4th, 5th, and 6th will go very fast because especially not nectar of devotion, that might take a little longer. Then the other two, because the other two books are very small, Upadeshamrita and Sri Upanishad. So those will
Yeah.
take very short time, and we want to finish all of those quickly. Okay, so any questions so far? Back from India, first 2 days, I thought there's no jet lag. Everything is good. But today I woke up at 2:30. I couldn't go back to sleep, and I've been up since then. I'll take a nap in the day, but this happens all the time. Keshav Krishna Prabhu, Krishna Keshav Prabhu, your health is good. When I was coming, your health was not. You had fever, right?
I had a feeling, Mataji. For one or 2 days. That's
Very glad to know. Happy to see you and Mataji. Hare Krishna.
we missed the opportunity to meeting you, Mataji.
It was my misfortune, Prabhu. Next time I need more blessings so that I get your association.
Yes.
But we'll plan in that way. I want to come for longer this time. Although I had planned for a longer trip, but it was cut short and I had to be back. Just 2 weeks. I've never come to India in for such a short trip. It was just 2 weeks. So, but next time we'll plan better.
To Vrindavan?
I went just half a day. I was there
Okay.
because the same night my flight was to come back. Yeah.
You had darshans at Radha Damodar, Radha Raman.
Radharaman Mataji was little pastime that happened. I could go to all the other temples, but Radharaman I went, there was such a big crowd, and the red light was on, so the deities were altar was closed. So then we went to Radha Gopinath, which is nearby, came back, and then the crowd was even more bigger, like till almost outside. Outside the shoes were like a mountain. And मुझे बहुत घबराहट होती है, so I thought, I don't know, maybe Krishna doesn't want me to come this time. I was a little sad. So, and then one of the devotees here wanted Radha Rani's paduka shoes. So I was looking for those, couldn't find, but one shop near our ISKCON temple I could find on the side. MVT and those diagonal, that road. I could find the shoes, and I was coming out. They said, wait, we have some prasad for you, and they said this is Radha Raman's Mahaprasad.
Well,
So it was so nice. I felt, blessed that one temple I couldn't go, but Krishna sent a little Mahaprasad due to your blessings, and I was really hoping I could go around with you, but yeah, next time.
even I wanted, but nahi ho paya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, Papa ji ठीक है, father-in-law?
Nahi, Mataji. And he's still running with high fever.
Is he in the hospital or home?
Mataji, he has been admitted thrice, but कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, मतलब वहाँ पे कंडीशन है.
150 प्रभु जी हैं।
Oh, sorry, Mataji. क्या कर? We'll pray, Mataji. What else can we do, right? What do the doctors say?
Mataji, medicine लंबा कोर्स चलेगा, यही कह रहे हैं. Otherwise, at least for 21 days he has to take medicines, and then only maybe things will get better. But right now, तो 15 days has been already passed taking medicines. कुछ positive ऐसा लग नहीं रहा फिलहाल. And he's running with fever since 3 months.
3 months. And what's his age?
76.
26. Not very old.
नहीं Mataji, he's so
Yeah.
active. अभी from past 3 months.
73 में वामदा हुआ था माता जी, 76 अभी each day is difficult.
Yeah.
70 के बाद.
Okay, so should we move to the homework, checking off the homework?
Yes, sir.
Mataji, these sacrifices, that incident you can explain, Mataji. In this
Sacrifices?
Krishna Bhargava, yeah, this Krishna Balaram were this hungry, so they told him to go to that Yajna Brahmanas and ask for food. So they didn't give. And
Yeah,
then they
that's
went
a
to
wonderful connection to
yes,
sacrifices. Beautiful,
exactly.
yeah. And then they didn't give, the Brahmanas didn't give, but the Patnis, the Brahmana Patnis, they gave. And that is the
Just by
highest
hearing
perfection.
about this Krishna, they knew who he is. Shravana.
Correct.
How beautiful in
Wonderful.
example. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Okay, so we have to check from the 13th chapter, correct? Yeah. Okay, so let's open that.
Was it 13th?
ನಮ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ಯಾದ
12 ವರೆಗೆ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ 7ರಿಂದ 12 ಇನ್ನು 13ರಿಂದ 18
13th, right? Or did I
Yes,
already check?
No, you didn't check 13,
You
Mataji.
haven't. So let's start with the 13th. Okay, give and explain the English meanings of the word Prakriti, Purusha, and Nayam.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to drop out, that's okay. For the ones who are not doing Bhakti Shastri course right now, if you want, you can drop out. Okay.
Mataji, I'm in railway station traveling to native. Shall I drop her?
Yes, Mataji.
Sorry for the background
Thank you
noise.
for joining from the station, Mataji.
No.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Could hear the announcements in the railway station. Okay, so let's start. The 13th chapter. Give and explain the English meaning of the words Prakriti, Purusha, and Nayam. So let's see. Prakriti, I'll give the answers and you can correct, or you can fill in, or you can expand, or whatever, or even delete if you've written a lot. So I'm reading from my answers where I check from. So Prakriti is nature. It refers to the material nature, which is the Lord's inferior energy, and you can give the example earth or the components earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and Paul's ego. And you can even give the reference of the verse 7.4 Bhumir Apo Nalo Vayu, that one. You can write that verse also. Then next is Purusha, which is the enjoyer or the spirit soul. And in bracket, you can write superior energy of the Lord and the super soul. The next is Gnayam, which is the object of knowledge. That which is worth knowing. The real objects of knowledge are Jivatma, the individual soul, and Paramatma, the super soul, who is an expansion and representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Okay, any questions on that? I think most of you must have gotten it right.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
should we move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Explain the analogy of a citizen.
Mataji,
Yes.
Mataji, name once again, can you please tell Mataji?
To be known.
Name is the object of knowledge.
Object of knowledge, yes.
Which is worth knowing. And then you can write the real object of knowledge are Jivatma, which is the individual soul, the Paramatma, super soul, who is an expansion and representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So Nayam is, right, the object of knowledge, and who is worth knowing or real knowledge is knowing the soul and the
Soul.
super soul.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Jivatma. Okay, next. Explain the analogy of the citizen and his patch of land. A citizen may know everything about his patch of land, but the king knows not only his palace, but all the properties possessed by the individual citizens. Similarly, one may be the proprietor of the body individually, but the Supreme Lord is the proprietor of all the bodies. If you're not muted, kindly mute yourself. The king is the original proprietor of the kingdom, and citizens are the secondary proprietors. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is the supreme proprietor of all the bodies. He knows what happens in every body because he's present as the super soul. So I'm giving you a general format. This is how you can answer. But it can go up or down a little bit. That's up to you. You can bring in the verse, also refer the verse. That's also up to you. But this is a general answer. I hope this is helping everyone. It's helping me definitely because I don't have to go through all the answers. It takes a lot of time. So I was thinking maybe, and now we have 3 or 4 chapters together. I think 16. 4 chapters together. So better do it this way. Yeah? Okay. List the 11 senses. So 5 knowledge acquiring senses, which are the Jnana Indriyas, which are the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Next point you can write, or you can put a dot, or you can put a hyphen, whatever. 5 working senses or Karma Indriyas, which are the voice, legs, hands, anus, and genitals. And the next is mind, which is the 11th sense. Now, again, if you want to bring in the verses, 6 and 7 verses, you can write those down if you want. In Sanskrit, if you want, or just the translations. Explain any 4 aspects of the super soul. So any 4 aspects from verse number 13 to 18, this is simple, like he's the master of modes and yet transcendental to them. He's never divided, although he appears to be divided among beings, he's situated as one. So like that, 2 more aspects. Yeah?
Hare Krishna Mataji, one
Yeah.
question. Like we have 5 senses, Gyanendriyas, and 5 working senses, Karmendriyas. Mind is called any Indriya? What is that?
Sense. You can write 11th sense.
What? The sense what? I could
11,
not hear it.
11. So 10
11.
5, 5, 10 are done. You can write mind is the 11th sense.
That's all. Right?
That's
It
all.
doesn't have any Sanskrit name.
It doesn't have, well, that's what I said. If you want to refer to the verse in Sanskrit, it's 13.6 and 7. Let's go back and see. So Mahabhutani Ahankaro Buddhir Avyaktam Evacha Indriyani Dashekam Cha Panchachendriya Gocharaha. Ichha dvesha sukham dukkham. So this is further he's explaining. But in the translation it says the 5 great elements, false ego, intelligence, and unmanifested 10 senses, and the mind, and the 5 sense objects, desire, hatred, happiness, distress, and the aggregate. So this is a lot in detail. They're just asking list the 11 senses, and this is what you can do because it's there in the purport. There are 5 senses which are acquiring knowledge, and then the 5 senses which are the working senses. And Prabhupada says then there is the mind which is within and which can be called the sense within. Including the mind, these are the 11 senses altogether. So it's the question has come from the purport, and that's what you can refer to. Okay, let's keep going. Explain the analogy of how air enters into water, mud and stool, etc., compared with the living entities. So this is 13.33. The air enters into water, mud, stool, and whatever else is there, still it does not mix with anything. Similarly, the living entity situated in Brahman vision, even though in various varieties of bodies, is aloof from them due to his subtle nature. The soul does not get entangled in matter, just as the wind does not get entangled in the above situations. Is this how most of you have answered?
The analogy I did not put up. That wind part I did not put. I'll just note it.
So that was the question, analogy of how air enters into water, mud, and stool compared to living beings, living entities. So you can write that method, you can add that. Okay, but others, you wrote the answer like this one. You can just give me a thumbs up if you did.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, perfect.
Mataji, can you repeat because my internet went in between. Can you explain
Okay,
this again?
the air enters into water, mud, and stool, and whatever else there is, still it does not mix with anything. Similarly, the living entity situated in Brahman vision, this is important, you have to write situated in Brahman vision, even though in varieties of bodies, is aloof from them due to his subtle nature. The soul does not get entangled in matter, just as the wind does not get entangled in the above situations.
Mataji, I have written a similarly, the living entity, even though situated in variety of bodies, is aloof from them due to his subtle nature. Therefore, it is impossible to see him materialize how the living entity is in contact with this body and how he is out of it after the destruction of body. Is it okay? No.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Like I said, I'm giving a structured general answer, but it can go one sentence here and there. You can refer to verses. All of that can be done. So this is good. Okay. Let's go to the next chapter, which is the 14th chapter.
Mataji, analogy of the scorpion emerging from the pile of rice. Achha, that is the next chapter. Okay.
That's the first question of 14th chapter. Explain the analogy of scorpion and its laying of egg in the pile of rice. The scorpion lays its eggs in piles of rice, and sometimes it is called that the scorpion is born out of rice. But the rice is not the cause of the scorpion. Actually, the eggs were laid by the mother. Similarly, the material nature is not the cause of the birth of the living entities. The seed is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they only seem to come out of the material nature. Come out as you can write, come out as products of the material nature. Okay, good. Should we move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mataji.
Cite symptoms manifested in each of the three modes. This is easy. It's all there, right? Happiness, sattva is goodness, rajas is passion, tamas is ignorance. And what are the symptoms? In sattva or in mode of goodness, there is happiness and knowledge. In passion, there is attachment, hankering, selfish acts. In ignorance, there's delusion, madness, laziness, and sleep. And you can expand on these if you want, because this is very brief. Like you can tell about the goodness part, you can say all the 9 gates of the body, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, mouth, genitals, anus, are illuminated by knowledge. And happiness, one can see, hear, and taste things in the right position. So like that, you can expand on passion and ignorance also. I think you already must have done. Let's all give a thumbs up if you did and your answers are in line. Okay, wonderful. What are the respective destinations at depth of those situated in the modes? And this is from 14.14 and 15. Destination after death for a person in goodness. This is the long-term effect. In goodness, higher planets of great sages like Brahmaloka or Janaloka. In passion, birth among those engaged in fruitive activities on earthly planet, and then ignorance, birth in the lower species or the animal kingdom. Okay, good. We should keep going.
Yes, Mataji.
How to transcend the material modes? When one sees that the material modes are performers of action and understands the Supreme Lord, and even the Jiva is in transcendental mode, he attains the Lord's spiritual nature and crosses beyond this material existence. When one can surpass the modes associated with the body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses and enjoy nectar even in present life, and attains eternal life thereof. Jnana stresses discrimination. Discrimination ultimately leads one to appreciate that he is not the body, Krishna is supreme, and that he should take shelter of Krishna to become free. Thus, jnana is a path that culminates in bhakti. Thus, the key to transcending the three modes is full engagement in devotional service with unfailing determination. Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain the analogy of the living entity compared with gold. To be in Krishna
gold.
consciousness or in devotional service means to acquire equality with Krishna in quality, right? The Lord says that his nature is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge, and the living entities are part and parcel of Supreme, as gold particles are part of a gold mine. Thus, the living entity in his spiritual position is as good as gold, as good as Krishna in quality. It's not right quantity that will make it achieve.
Gold mine.
Okay. Explain the connection between Bhagavad Gita chapter 13 and 14. In chapter 13, Lord Krishna said in 13.22 that the living entity takes up repeated birth and death due to association with the modes of material nature or the gunas. In this chapter, chapter 14, Krishna explains what those modes of material nature are, how they work, how they bind the living entity, and how they are destroyed by Krishna Bhakti. Good?
Yes, ma'am.
Chapters 15 explain the following analogies of the air carrying aromas. Air, and it is compared with living entities, different conceptions, which are the aromas. The living entity in the material world carries his different conceptions of life from one body to another as the air carries aromas. Thus, he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another. The hand full of dust, which is 15.13. The Lord's hand is the energy in planet, is the dust. The Lord's energy is sustaining each planet. Just a handful of dust. If someone holds a handful of dust, there is no possibility of dust being falling. But if one throws it in the air, it will fall down. Similarly, these planets which are floating in the air are actually held in the fist of the universal form of the Supreme Lord. Describe how Krishna is our maintainer. 15.12 to 15.15. Krishna is our maintainer at both cosmic and personal levels. So you can differentiate. In cosmic level, he's the source of light of the sun, moon, and fire that dissipates the darkness of this world. He enters into each planet, and by his energy, all living beings are sustained. He becomes the moon and supplies the juice of life to all plants and vegetables. And then, personal level, also, you can write, he's the fire of digestion in the bodies of all living entities and joins the air of life, outgoing and incoming, to digest all four kinds of foodstuff. He's seated in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. You can write that also in bracket. And from him comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. Mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha. By all the Vedas, he is to be known. Vedashcha sarver aham eva vedyo. And then he's the compiler of Vedanta, and he's the knower of the Vedas. What do the words Shara and Akshara refer to? This is
Mataji,
15.16.
quickly, the point before the Vedas, can you repeat that again, Mataji, please?
Before the Vedas. By all the Vedas, he is to be known before that point.
Oh, that, yeah.
He's seated in everyone's heart.
Okay.
Sarvasya Chaham, Hidi Sannivishtu. And then from him comes remembrance. So this is at personal level how Krishna is our maintaining.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
And from him comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. Right? Mata smriti jnanam apohanam cha. Okay, what do the words Shara and Akshara refer to? Shara is the fallible, one who deviates from his true nature, the conditioned or conditioned nature. In the material world, every living entity is fallible. When they are in contact with the material nature, everyone from Brahma to the little ant undergoes 6 changes: birth, growth, duration, reproduction, and then dwindling and vanishing. And that's how they are fallible. And what is Akshara? The infallible one who doesn't deviate, or the liberated ones. In the spiritual world, every living entity is infallible. In the spiritual world, the body is not made of matter, therefore there is no change. So those who are in oneness with the Supreme Personality of Godhead are called infallible. What is the meaning of Purushottama? This is 15.18. Purushottama means the Supreme Personality of Godhead or Krishna. No one can surpass Krishna, neither the conditioned soul nor the liberated soul. He is therefore the greatest of all personalities. One who knows Lord Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually the knower of everything. It's just a detail. If you want to add it, you can add it. But that's the meaning of Purushottama. So Purush means living, living being, and Uttama is the greatest of all. Chapter 16 give the English meaning of the words Sampada, which means qualities, Pravrittim and Nivrittim.
I didn't even do 16 yet. Is it due this weekend, Mataji?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, so 16, 17, 18 we'll do together.
That would be good, Mataji. Yes. Sorry.
Okay, perfect. We finished fast. Any final questions or any reflections or anything you want to talk about? Any discussion?
Any news about the results?
Not yet. In fact, like I'm lagging behind. I haven't even done the open book questions, the essay questions. I still have to do them because I was traveling. Now I'm back. I'll do those and send. So I was thinking maybe you all got, but nobody got yet. No, okay. Yeah, once I send mine, then I'll remind them to send the answers, send the results.
Not submitted the open book. I will be submitting. I'll just finish because I don't know somehow how I missed that you had sent that open book last week. Jambu Prabhu sent me the open questions. So I have done my one question. Second questions, but I have to write it only.
Okay.
I have
You're ahead
compiled
of me,
it.
Mataji. I haven't even started. So I'll do it now.
Mataji, will we have a month after we finish chapter 18 to study for the test, or only 2 weeks? Or
No. We'll have a month.
Oh, thank
We have a
goodness.
month for sure. There's so much, so many questions and answers. So we'll take a month. Also, verses are there to be memorized. But we'll begin with the next module.
Which
Okay,
are
anything else?
going to
Yes.
start Ishopanishad, Mataji, or we going to start nectar devotion?
Let
or
me see
Isha-
what there is. Whatever Gaurang Darshan Prabhu has guided, we'll go with that.
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear on the question that Shambhu Prabhu
Which
asked.
book are we doing next? So I said I'll
Oh.
just refer and then I'll let you guys know.
Thank you.
Mataji, since we have time, I wanted to ask, how is Rasa Chintamani, Mataji?
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Amazing. The only thing was really hot there. Yeah, it was too hot. But inside it was still, the ACs also were on, but sometimes they were not effective because there were so many people and the hall was big. But other than that, the classes was just so amazing. They were very deep. They will, I don't know whether they've put
No,
them on YouTube,
no,
but they said they will. They're
They will.
compiling
Okay.
it and they will for sure.
What
Yeah.
topics were covered?
It
Last
was
time
on
it was
Govardhan,
Govardhan. Okay.
Govardhan and also Brahma Vimohan Leela.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
What did Gauranga Darshan Prabhu do, and what did Amarendra Prabhu do?
Amarendra Prabhu did Govardhan
Okay.
and Gaurang Darshan Prabhu did the other one. It was really nice. And in the end, they had like a podcast kind of. He mainly Amarendra Prabhu was asking questions from Gaurang Darshan Prabhu, but then he said, "I also want to ask questions." So on the stage, both of them were sitting on chairs, just like you do podcast, and they were asking each other questions. So it was nice.
Mataji, the corrections you gave, I just couldn't write so fast and check what I have written and what you were saying. But I think the recording will be there so that I can.
Yes, perfect. So I haven't stopped recording. So yeah, you can go through.
So much because it was so fast, I just couldn't.
Yeah, that's okay, Mataji. Yeah, you can go through the recording. Maybe I can stop recording now.